Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 26th of March. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Evolution, Qantas, Western Areas and Zip. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. If you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media and would love to get a review from you on Facebook or Google. And just remember, any advice, of course, is general only. So we've got a daily chart of Evolution Mining here. So what I've noticed is recently it broke under the December low, but very quickly rallied above that. So that break was a false break, which is a positive, and now the shares are looking good here. We can see that in the last few days it's closed well off the lows and it's made quite a bit of progress in a short space of time. Obviously there's going to be resistance up here near 460, so that's the next key level for it. I think if it was to push through there, that's a potential signal to even add to it, because I think it will then go on to retest last year's high. So with Qantas, obviously it's been in the news a lot in the last few weeks. Huge declines recently, so very sharp fall, but now we've seen a fairly sharp bounce starting to occur. Short term, we've got some buy signals. So if we're looking at sort of the MACD here on the daily, giving us a buy signal, daily RSI, but of course that's potentially only a short term thing. Longer term, I think it'll take a while for Qantas to recover from that sort of move. Now, if we move to the weekly chart, what I've noticed is at the moment on the weekly, we've got this bullish engulfing pattern. So what that means is for this week, Qantas opened at a level lower than where it closed the prior week, but so far it's trading above. So we could see that this candle here, if I zoom in terms of the body of this candle, is engulfing the body of last week's candle. So if it stays like this, that would be fairly bullish and give me more reason to believe we're going to get a bit of a bounce. But as I said, more likely to be short term. I think we need more of a consolidation around here because of this sharp move. Okay, Western Areas. So if we stay with our weekly chart and I zoom out, I've noticed that there was very good support here around $1.90. So it did break that long-term support last week. However, if we zoom in, you'll notice that it's bouncing back up pretty well. So if it looks like it's reversing here, even on the weekly RSI, there's a bit of a buy signal. But just looking at the candlestick here, that's quite encouraging. And I think if it was to finish the week back above that old support level, that'd actually be a fairly positive sign and would indicate that the shares want to rally. So even though it has broken, put that back up, even though it has broken support, the fact is if it quickly recovers, just like we saw with Evolution, that would be a false break, which is a positive. And finally, Zip. So if we have a look at the daily chart, I think the price action in the last couple of weeks has been fairly constructive. So it hasn't really gone any lower in the last couple of weeks. And what we've seen is, initially a bounce here. It's sort of come back to retest these lower levels. And again, in the last couple of days, it's bounced higher again. So look, these type of stocks aren't the ones that I'd be targeting in this market. But, if you're into getting into Zip at the right levels, I think for the moment it looks like it may well want to head higher. Again, we've got short-term buy signals here. And if I move to the weekly chart, we can see that this dollar region was previously a bit of a level for it. It kept bouncing around that region. So at the moment it's finding support there. Okay, well that's it for this week. If you have your requests, send it through and I'll try to include yours next week.